Well, you'd best set that alarm clock then. I'd hate for you to sleep through until next winter. Oh, hello, and welcome to a special winter fairy finding with me, Fizzlewit. Now, as you can see, this Not Yeti is getting ready for the colder weather. And you may not realise it, but many of the fairies in and around your garden need your help this winter to keep them nice and warm. So today, we're going to make special fairy houses for your special fairies. To make your mushroom house, you're going to need a yoghurt pot and a yoghurt bottle. Oh, don't forget to eat the yoghurt first, some scissors, some glue. I'm going to use a glue gun, but you could use super glue. Make sure you get your parents' help though with those bits so you don't stick your fingers together. We're going to use some paper clay. Now paper clay air dries, so we're going to put it inside this moist bag to keep it nice and soft and ready for use. You could even make your own paper clay. Oh, some aluminum foil, or aluminium foil if you're English, some sandpaper and a crafting knife. Paint and paintbrushes. If you don't have all of those ingredients, don't worry. I'll show you how to make a fairy house using just a few. And if you ain't got none of them at all, well, maybe you could set out a little box with some straw in it, like, ooh, appears like this toilet goblin has made home of this little hibernation house. Yeah, maybe be careful about setting out boxes of straw. You don't know what's gonna sit in them. So, are you ready to make your fairy house? Alright then, let's begin. So let's start simple with our yogurt drink bottle. We're going to put glue all around this top lip. Now you might want to get your parents to help with this. Not only do glue guns get very hot, but glue gets very sticky, as you're about to find out. Look, we're going to put the bottle just into the middle of the yogurt pot, and then use our scissors to trim off this corner from the yogurt pot to make it nice and round. Now, if you're a preschooler or you don't have much time to make a fairy house, well, maybe you could just apply a bit of paint to those yogurt pots and you'll get a lovely little mushroom house like this. But if you has a bit more time and a few more bits and bobs lying around, well then you stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to turn this mushroom house into this mushroom house. So using some aluminum foil, we're going to make this mushroom house much more mushroomy. You see, I'm folding it up into little strips. We're going to need a few of these. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue them to that yogurt pot. But remember, you might want to get your growed up or guardian to do all the gluing. I mean, you wouldn't want to stick your fingers together. I'm putting this aluminum foil around the lip of the yogurt pot where I just placed that glue, and I'm using my fingers just to press it into shape. Then I take some more glue and I applies it all gloopily around the top, just like this. Grab another strip of aluminum foil, and then I press that into the glue and stick it to the top of the yogurt pot. Then I'm going to use my fingers just to shape it so I get a mushroom shape a bit like this. Now I'm going to want that little lip to be a bit further out to make it proper mushroom shaped. So I'm going to apply another strip of this here foil, like this. Oh, there we go. A bit more glue. And press it down. As I said, we'll use our fingers just to shape it out and make it nice and smooth. There you go. Now I'm going to apply some glue right to the top of the yogurt pot and put it in the middle of a sheet of aluminum foil. Now the reason I'm doing this is I can then press the edges of the aluminum foil into the little gap between the yogurt pot and the yogurt bottle, and this will help me stabilize that bottle. Not only that, but it's going to smooth out the top of the mushroom house and make it look much better, you see? Now use my fingers again just to shape it in and press in that final bit. Finally, I'm going to apply a little bit of foil that I've rolled into a thin strip like this to the base of the mushroom house, and this will just help stabilize it and weight the bottom so it doesn't just tip over. There we go, like that. Snip off the end, and then I'm going to use a little bit that I've just snipped off with a bit of glue, and I'm going to make some armature for the chimney. Next up, we comes to a bit we can all enjoy, playing with clay. So I grab some paper clay and I knead it until it's nice and soft between my fingers. You'll know when it's nice and moist. That means you can do this and just spread it out all around the top of our mushroom house. I love the paper clay, but don't forget it air dries. So we need to keep it in the bag between getting lumps and use little lumps at a time. Keep spreading it out until the whole of our mushroom roof is covered. Then we're going to use our fingers and drag it down over the base of our mushroom house. And look at it. It's just smoothing in proper and nice. We need the whole mushroom covered in paper clay, even the bottom of it. Let's get it over all the aluminum foil and all the plastic until all that's left is paper clay. Then, using a bit of water, we're going to start smoothing it out. A little bit more clay on the top, using the water to help stick us to make our chimney. Then we're going to roll a lovely snake of clay and just apply that to the front of the house. And this will give us an archway to give us a door later on. We smooth down those edges so you can't really see the join. And then we're going to use our knife or a little bit of plastic to make little lines so our door looks wooden. Wouldn't you like that? Make a little ball like this and use a little bit of water to stick it to make a doorknob. Then another little snake of clay, and we're going to use that to make a little window. Now, once again, we're going to smooth down the edges so you don't see the join. But why not use your imagination to make your window? You can make it any shape you likes. Once you're happy with the shape of your fairy house, you needs to leave it to dry. Maybe for a day, maybe for two. But at least until it stops feeling cold and wet. I mean, you wouldn't want to live in a cold, wet house. And neither would a fairy. And now it's dry, you can use your sandpaper to remove any further wrinkles or dinkles off the house. That'll make your fairy proper house proud. Oh, but don't forget to clear up all this dust before you start giving it paint. I mean, no one wants dusty houses, do they? I'm going to thin out some acrylic paint with water, mix it all up nicely, and then I'm going to paint on the spots. Well, I'm going to paint the red on, really. Look at that. I make some marks where I want the spots and paint in between. Oh, he loves painting. And then I'm going to keep applying more and more coats of red until I'm happy with it. Now this will take some time, but the more time you put in now, the better. Apply some white to all the spots and to the base of the mushroom. Look at that, proper thing. And then I'm going to put little white specks all over the top just to make it extra special. A little bit of blue in the window. And then I'm going to take some brown paint, make it extra dark and extra watery, and we're going to make a little wash on the door to fill in all the nooks and crannies. I'm then going to do a technique called dry brushing, which is where I get light brown paint. I rub off the excess on paper and then I put it on all the highlights of the door like this. A little spot of gold paint on the doorknob will make it extra shiny and homey. And then I'm going to draw two lines into the shape of a cross on the window, so it gives it a nice window pane. A little bit more white in a slightly different shade to make your house look extra mushroomy. And look at that, it's ready to move in. Now you might not think there's much room for a fairy inside that house, but look, this little fella has decided to call it home already. And it's the perfect size for him. But if you're worrying about bigger fairies, well then think bigger. Maybe use a plastic bottle and cardboard and make something bigger like this for your fairies. All it takes is a paint job and it'll be ready for hibernation in no time. Well, talking of hibernation, I'm going to go and get a little nap. So I'll see you again soon. For I have been Fizzlewit, this has been Fairy Finding, and you have been enchanting.